Happy Friday, everybody. Max here with your fix of gaming news. Coming up, PlayStation finally responds to the backlash over its plans to kill discs. Nintendo fans think they figured out when the Ocarina of Time remake is coming out, and we have a look back at some of this week's biggest game releases. Let's get into it. It's been a full month since Sony announced plans to discontinue production of physical PlayStation game discs starting in 2028, and the company has only just now addressed the very loud and very widespread negative response. Speaking through an interpreter during an investor-focused Q&A, Chief Financial Officer Lin Tao emphasized that the decision wasn't made lightly, saying a lot of thought and time and cautious consideration preceded the announcement, but that ultimately digitization is progressing across all types of content and media beyond PlayStation, and the plan is to cautiously move forward. As for the public response since the announcement, Tao acknowledged, quote, "We have received various opinions and people have strong views, and we understand that the community has put forth those views to us. Games are loved by many people. It's a form of entertainment that's loved by people, and it's connected to people's fond memories in many cases. And so we understand those emotions. We want to consider that. And in the future digital ecosystem, how do we engage the gamers is something that we would like to continue to explore." So in short, it doesn't sound like Sony has any plans to budge on the matter. This isn't exactly surprising, but it's still extremely frustrating to hear. Fortunately, Nintendo is still in the business of selling physical games, and fans think they might have figured out when The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake might be hitting store shelves based on the shipping patterns for Amiibo. Nintendo's official UK site briefly posted listings for a pair of previously announced Amiibo figures slated for a November 11th release. The Amiibo in question are based on Kirby Air Riders, so what does that have to do with Ocarina of Time? Well, Nintendo has a long history of launching new Amiibo alongside big first-party game releases, since that cuts down the cost of shipping physical copies. You just put them all in the same box, I guess. This theory was posted in the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit by user Gay Sauce Mage, who noted, quote, "For context, the Monero's Construct Amiibo had its date announced before Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Meta Knight and Shadow Star had its date announced before Pocopia, and DDD and Tank Star had its date announced before Rhythm Heaven Groove." In terms of game releases, November is technically wide open, aside from the 800-pound gorilla that is GTA 6. Basically, every other fall game release has given Rockstar's long-awaited sequel as wide a berth as possible. Now, a whimsical, family-friendly remake of one of the most beloved games ever made appeals to a very different demographic than an M-rated open-world crime game that people have been waiting more than a decade for. There's no way in hell the Ocarina remake outsells Grand Theft Auto 6 overall, but it'll definitely outsell it on Switch 2 because there is no Switch 2 version of GTA 6, so if this release date theory holds true, this could be a pretty smart move on Nintendo's part. There are 20 million Switch 2 owners out there, and there are probably going to be a bunch more when they announce a remake of a fan-favorite Zelda game. And, you know, those people will play that game. And maybe GTA 2. After all, you could probably mainline it in a week. And finally, here's a look at some of the biggest games that came out this week. Mistfall Hunter is blowing up right now, which isn't too surprising when you consider that it's a PvPvE extraction RPG with Souls-like combat that is a combination of a whole lot of things that people are really into, and that's on Xbox Series, PS5, and PC. Another big one you might have heard about is Halo Campaign Evolve, which overhauls Bungie's classic 2001 shooter, or at least the single-player component, in Unreal 5 and brings it to PlayStation for the first time ever. That one's on Xbox Series, PS5, and PC. If you want to revisit another beloved November 2001 game release on current hardware, Gothic Classic comes to both the PlayStations and Xboxes for the first time. That one's already on Switch and PC. And if you'd like to play a modern version of Gothic, that one got a full remake back in the beginning of June, but this one is the classic experience. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 gets a tweaked and retooled Switch 2 re-release nearly a decade since it first dropped on the OG model, and on Xbox Series, PS5, Switch 2, and PC, there's Truxton Extreme, a new entry in a shmup series that has been dormant longer than a lot of you have been alive. On those platforms plus PS4, there's Kusan City of Wolves, which looks like a blend of Hotline Miami-style combat and RPG-style character customization, and everyone is animals. That's fun. On Xbox Series and PC, there's the cozy narrative adventure Go North, and just on PS5 and PC, there is the gritty Souls-like The Relic, The First Guardian, and exclusively on PC for now, there's the party-based extraction RPG, Skills and Raids, the hand-drawn isometric ARPG, Lunarium, and the pirate city builder, Corsair Cove, which lets you drink beer on a roof with a pig. And last but not least, or at least last, there's Paw Patrol Dino Islands on both PlayStations, both Switches, Xbox Series, and PC. As the saying goes, there ain't nothing in the rulebook that says a bunch of first responder dogs can't peacefully coexist with extinct lizards, though that does sound like something that would be frowned upon by the Bible. There you have it. If you want a breakdown of some of the games dropping in this coming month, we got a full video about that going up on IGN first thing tomorrow morning. And if you're looking for something to play right now, go grab this month's Humble Choice bundle, which includes Sea of Stars, Tunic, Neon White, Police Simulator Patrol Officers, Drop Duchy, Sledders, Dice Folk, and Our Adventurer Guild. But don't sleep on them because this bundle is only available until August 4th. That is your fix for Friday, July 31st. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next month, next week, and next time all at once. But until then, have a great weekend and go play some video games.